For 44 years, the official record said East Germany won the 1982 World Rowing Championship coxless 4 clean, but the International Rowing Federation made sure you'd never learn that the positive drug test had already been confirmed before the medals were handed out. That's the story they tell. It isn't what happened. Someone made sure you'd never hear this. 4 men got their gold. The man who finished second went home with silver. And the file that proved why he should have finished first went into a locked drawer for 4 decades. Here's what the records were rewritten to hide. Rowing in 1982 was not a sport with a drug problem. That was the official position. The World Championships that year were held in Lucerne, Switzerland. Neutral country, neutral venue, neutral result. East Germany had dominated the sport since Montreal in 1976, 11 golds at a single Olympics. The explanation in every Western sports newspaper was the same. Scientific coaching, superior training methods, exceptional athletes. They weren't wrong about the performance. They were wrong about where it came from. And what happened in Lucerne that September wasn't a coaching story. It was a transaction. A Romanian rower named Vasilescu crossed the finish line 0.3 seconds behind the East German crew. He'd competed clean. He knew it. His coaches knew it. What nobody on his side of the finish line knew was that doping control had already logged a result for lane 4. Anabolic steroids, oral turinabol, the compound East Germany had been administering to its athletes since 1972 under a program their sports ministry called State Plan 14.25. The test came back positive on the 3rd of September. 2 days before the medal ceremony, a Swiss sports physician named Hans Rueg submitted the paperwork. He followed the protocol exactly. What he didn't know was that his report would be evaluated by a man who had attended 3 East German sports ministry meetings in the previous 18 months. The result was reclassified as a procedural error. The ceremony went ahead. Vasilescu went home. What you're probably thinking is that this is one corrupt official cutting one deal. That's the comfortable version. It lets you believe the system was basically sound. One bad actor, isolated, contained. But that's not what the documents say. The reclassification took 11 days of internal correspondence. 3 separate FISA officials signed off, and Rueg, the physician who submitted the original positive, was quietly removed from his doping control appointment the following spring. No public statement, no stated reason. He applied for reinstatement in 1985. He was told the position had been restructured. He never worked another major rowing event. Someone didn't just bury a result. They buried the person who found it. But that's not the part they actually buried. Here is what the reclassification memo doesn't explain. The East German Sports Ministry had built what internal documents now call a results protection protocol. Athletes were cycled on and off oral turinabol on a precise schedule, peak performance, then a clearance window timed exactly to the testing date. The 1982 coxless 4 broke the schedule. Their compound was still detectable on race day. What happened next wasn't improvisation. The protocol had a second layer. FISA's arbitration process required 2 officials to validate a positive before disqualification could proceed. The East German delegation knew this. One of the 2 required officials had received a research grant in 1981 from a scientific institute with direct ministry ties. Small enough to avoid disclosure requirements, large enough to matter. When the positive came in, that official voted to reclassify. Hold that number again. 44 years. The documents proving this entire chain, the FISA correspondence, the reclassification memo, the grant records, were sitting in the Stasi archive in Berlin the whole time. They became accessible to outside researchers in 2023. A sports historian named Dr. Elke Furch filed the access request. She received the files last year, and when she read the reclassification memo, there was a handwritten note in the margin. It said the result was procedurally void. It was dated September 3rd, the same day Rueg submitted the positive. Someone knew the result was coming before it arrived. Vasilescu is 71 years old. He lives in Brasov. He knows about the documents. Furch contacted him before this became public. He said one sentence, "I already knew." known since 1983. A Belgian official told him over dinner at a minor regatta what had happened. He spent 4 decades knowing the truth with nothing to prove it. His federation never pursued it. FISA never acknowledged it. 3 of the 4 men who carried those medals back to East Germany are still alive. None have been asked about it publicly. The gold medals remain in the official record, permanent, unrevised, and Vasilsku's silver is still listed exactly where it landed. Still the wrong color, still permanent. Furch submitted a formal petition to World Rowing, that's what FISA calls itself now, in March of this year. She asked for a review of the 1982 result. She has not received a response. The grant records she uncovered reference 3 other events, 3 other years, 3 other results. Nobody has filed for those yet.